So in this episode we are going to learn about past continuous. This is one of the important concepts in English language, and we are going to learn what is past continuous and how to use it. Now before teaching you past continuous, let me give you the structure of the sentence. Take any subject and you know what a subject is. First person, second person and third person. First person I and we, second person you, third person he, she, it, they, singular or plural name. After that you have to take was or were. Since we are learning past continuous, we have to take was and were, then you take ing form of the verb. This is the structure. Now you may ask me, why do we have was and were two? Why not only one? The reason is, if the subject is I or he, she, it or any singular name, what is common among these five people?
Singular.
They are all singular. So therefore, we need to keep was, of course, followed by ing form. Now, who are the other people who are left out now?
We,
We, you, they, and any plural noun, children. They are all plural forms. So they need were plus ing form. So this is called structure. Remember, whenever you are learning English language, you have to learn what is the sentence structure. So grammar says subject, this is subject, and this is was and were, this is ing form. This is the structure, and this can be used in four ways. What are those four ways? I shall show you now. You can use in positive and negative statement, positive and negative question. I will show you what those four forms are. He was waiting. This is called positive statement. When I want to make it negative, I say he was not waiting. This is negative statement. Now coming to the question form, was he waiting? The negative question you can ask in two ways. The short form is wasn't he waiting? Or you can say was he not waiting? So would you mind repeating these four forms loudly, all of you?
Yes, sir. He was waiting. He was not waiting. Was he waiting? Wasn't he waiting?
So we have to read these four forms loudly a number of times by replacing this ing form with different types of verbs. Because whenever we learn any foreign language, apart from your mother tongue, it can be Hindi, Telugu or Urdu, these are your mother tongues. Apart from mother tongue, when you are learning French or Spanish or German or English, any language, remember we have to train the tongue. Because if it is botany, chemistry, biology or zoology, computer science, you need to apply only mind. Silently you can learn. But when you are learning a language, you have to involve the tongue, because tongue should be trained. So you need lot of oral drilling. So you have to collect different types of ing forms, keep them here and keep on making four forms. Now these are the four forms for the word was. If I keep were, it will be the same. We change the subject. They were waiting. Now tell me, what is the negative form?
They were not
They
waiting.
were not waiting.
Were they waiting?
Were they waiting?
Weren't they waiting?
Yes. Weren't they waiting?
Were they not waiting?
Yes. Could you please repeat all of you together, all the four forms?
They
They
were
were
waiting.
waiting.
They
They were
were
not
not
waiting.
waiting.
Were
Were
they
they
waiting?
waiting?
Weren't
Weren't
they
they
waiting?
waiting?
Or were
Were
they
they
not
not
waiting?
waiting?
These are the forms for the verb were. Now I'll tell you where and when to use it. So we use this to talk about some action which was happening temporarily in the past at specific time. Something meaning some action was happening in the past. Naturally, we are learning past continuous, so it was happening in the past temporarily at specific time. For example, look at this sentence. When you came home, I was watching TV. So I came home and at that time you were doing this one. So this was already going on temporarily at this particular time. When you came home, I was watching TV. When the teacher entered the classroom, students were talking. So which action was already going on? Students were talking, that was going on. When that action was going on, teacher entered the classroom. Now, I'll give you one clue. Accident, you were waiting for the bus. Make an example. You were at the bus stop expecting an RTC bus to come there. Some accident took place. Now put these two things together and make one sentence.
When I was waiting for bus, one accident took place.
Very good. When I was waiting at the bus stop, an accident took place. Can anybody give one such example, one similar example like this?
When I was attending class, I received a call.
Very good. When I was attending the class, when I was writing the notes, when I was listening to my teacher, I received a phone call. What about you? Can you give one example? Relatives came home, you slept. Put these two things together. Relatives came home, you slept. It is like this. When my uncle came, I was sleeping. When my uncle came, I was sleeping. So this is one of the common ways of using past continuous. Normally past continuous is used along with one simple past action. For example, she was reading the novel when power went off. So she was reading the novel when power went off. He was talking to the doctor when I called him. So this is simple past, this is past continuous. So this is a common combination of using past continuous along with one simple past. Apart from this, we can also use it in a way where we use two past continuous sentences. It is like this. Parents were working hard in the field while their baby was crawling on the ground. So the daily wage laborers' parents, they were working hard in the field. At the same time, simultaneously, the baby was crawling on the ground. While the priest was chanting the slokas, the devotees were offering flowers. So two actions were going on simultaneously. Priest was chanting the slokas and devotees were offering flowers. So this is another combination where we use past continuous twice. Can you try to give at least one example like this?
While I was driving car, she was looking at me.
Fine.
When I was going to home,
Some people were taking out a rally. When the teacher was dictating the answer, some boys were talking and disturbing others. Fine. Now, if you want to become good at this structure, the secret is this one. Because subject, whether you are an LKG student or a professor, all of us use the same subjects. I, we, you, he, she, it, that is limited. This is limited. And all of us use was and were, this is limited. But whereas ing forms, they are unlimited. Your progress always depends on ing forms. If you have 100 ing forms, you can make only 100 examples. If you have 1000 ing forms in your vocabulary, you can make 1000 examples. More than 1000, 10,000, 50,000, you can make more and more sentences. So if you want to make large number of sentences for this particular category, you need large number of ing forms. So you have to develop the habit of reading a good newspaper, watching news channels, programs on TV channels, and reading novels, story books. Keep on collecting new ing forms and make own sentences. The secret of learning English language, not only English or any language, is don't do any grammar related exercises. Always develop the habit of making own sentences. Just go back to your past. How did we learn mother tongue? Did we do any exercises in Telugu or Hindi or Urdu? No. We picked up mother tongue by making own sentences. For that, what did we do? Which part of our body did we use more? Ear. We went on listening. When the baby is in the womb of the mother, the baby starts listening. Listen, 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 and when we reach 3, maybe 3 or sometimes 2.5 or 3 or 3.5, then we start uttering the words. But we never did any grammar exercises, we never read any book, we never wrote anything. We used the ear, then we started using the tongue. The same logic is applicable for all the languages in the world. All that we need is some patience, dedication and commitment. Mostly we need patience. We need patience to listen. We should be good at listening. Unfortunately, we are in hurry. We want to learn too many things at short time, within a short time. That's why we try to select some wrong methods. It is a misconception to think that if I do too many exercises by keeping bundles and bundles of grammar books in front of me, we never become good at communication. We become good at grammar. If you are going to write a written test where there are questions on fill in the blanks, match the following, correct the following sentences, or convert positive to negative, negative to positive, definitely you should do grammar exercises. But if your purpose is to talk spontaneously, what do you mean by spontaneously?
Instant, immediate.
Instantly, good, without any preparation, then and there, extempore. If you talk, that is called spontaneous. When you want to talk spontaneously, the way we talk in mother tongue, when you want to talk fluently, the way we talk in mother tongue, you do not develop the habit of doing exercises, because scientifically when you are doing exercises, are you using pen or tongue? Which part are you using? pen, then where is the scope to train the tongue? You are not involving the tongue. Whereas if you make own sentences, you will be involving
Tongue as
tongue. So that's why orally make own sentences. And if you think that you are losing your energy, make own sentences orally, record them on your smartphone, cell phone if it has a good recording feature, then keep on listening to it for 2-3 days or maybe for 1 week. When you become familiar, delete that file, record another 10, 15 or 50 or 100 sentences. This is the best and the ideal way of learning the language. Now, I will give you some ing forms. Please try to make own sentences with them. Very simple ing forms. Driving. Make a sentence.
My father was driving a car.
My father was driving a car. Fine. Cooking.
they were cooking food.
That's all. Watering.
I am watering.
No, we are learning past continuous.
The gardener was watering the plants.
The gardener was watering the plants. Fine.
I was waiting for the bus.
Very good. I was waiting for the bus.
She was swimming in the pool.
Right. Arguing. Arguing.
They were arguing.
They were arguing. Fine.
I was listening to Hindi music.
Right. Classroom, teacher.
My teacher was correcting my notes.
Right. Again, classroom, teacher.
The teacher was explaining the topic.
Good. So, I am giving you ing forms, and what are you doing? You are selecting a subject of your choice and you are adding was and were according to the number and you are making the sentences. Did you do any grammar exercise now?
No, sir.
So, make that point. ing forms are available in any grammar book. They are available on internet. Collect them. Of course, you should try to know the meaning. If you come across any new ing form which you haven't seen before, for example, eavesdropping. Eavesdropping meaning secretly listen to others talk without their knowledge. When suppose your boss and his clients are talking in the office, you wait outside near the window and secretly you listen. That is called eavesdropping. Similarly, sulking. For example, your father shouted at your little younger sister. That girl is not talking to anybody and she is sitting in some corner not eating anything. She is expressing her anger, protest silently. That is called sulking. So, you have to know the meaning, you have to know the pronunciation and afterwards straight away start making sentences. And when you make sentence, you have to remember one more point. I was going, I was coming, I was reading, I was standing, they were learning, they were fighting. Instead of making with only 3 parts, try to add something more to the right side of the ing form so that you develop the habit of making long sentences. For example, he was reading. Please expand this sentence. Add something here.
He was reading, which was
He was reading a book. Fine. I want one more word. What is suitable for reading? Loudly. In the library. To know the meaning. So, how are we expanding the sentence? You please observe. When the ing form is the last word, when the verb is the last word, you have the choice of adding a noun. Make it a habit to expand it so that you develop the sentence formation skill. You can add one adverb, you can add a prepositional phrase, or you can add 2 plus base form, we call it to infinitive. By this what happens? You are growing. Otherwise, like a small schoolboy, we will be coming, we will be saying bus is coming, train is going, this is a book, that is a dog. In the beginning they are good, but as you grow, develop the habit of making long, longer and longest sentences. So, I hope I was clear in this concept. So please keep on collecting ing forms and make own sentences. Let me tell you, orally, not with pen and book, but orally, use your tongue. Okay? So in the next class, we shall learn about some other topic. Wish you all the best. Have a great time.
Thank you, sir.